Hello, welcome to St. Lawrence College Career Services. The Career Services staff are currently working remotely. We are still here to assist all SLC students with all of your job searching needs. We would like to share some valuable information that is an essential step not only when applying for work, but during all electronic conversations with a professional. You only get that one chance to make a positive first impression. Let's get started with the professional email correspondence presentation. The topics we will discuss include email etiquette, before you create your message, creating your message, sending your message, following up. As mentioned, you only get one chance to make that first impression. Proper email etiquette involves respect, maturity, and more importantly, professionalism. Common etiquette rules are focused on demonstrating your excellent English communication skills, including spelling and grammar. You must practice proper email etiquette with each email you compose and send. Be sure the content is appropriate and you respond on time. Typically, that is within 24 hours during normal business days. The email you send to an employer, a professional in your field of study, or a faculty member at SLC will all be assessing you on your level of professionalism you display. You must ensure that each email you send is professional. You can do this by clearly outlining the purpose of your email in the subject line and in the content of your message. Set any expectations necessary, be concise, and to the point. There is no need to include any information that is not relevant. Here is an example of an email. Make sure you address it to the proper recipient. Is there reason for you to CC or BCC other individuals? Keep in mind, CC, which means carbon copy, a copy of your email will be sent to all those individuals listed. Their email addresses will be public for all to see. BCC, blind carbon copy, will allow you to send it to multiple email addresses, but keep the recipient's name and their email addresses confidential. Be mindful about using the reply all feature. Are you sure you want everyone to see your email and response? The subject line is very important. Be sure you choose an appropriate subject line with all the emails you send. Your subject should be clear and concise for the individual receiving your message. If you are emailing a job application to an employer, you will want to identify that in the subject line. For an example, application for the position of office administrator dash job ID number sign 19/2020. This is essential for the HR professionals that could receive up to 500 electronic applications in one day and most likely for several positions within various departments of that organization. Always pay close attention to the instructions provided by the employer on how to apply. Quite often, they will outline what to name your document and what to include in the subject line. Before you create each email message, it is essential to complete the necessary research. Who is the individual you are sending or addressing your inquiry to? What is the correct spelling of their first and last name, and their correct title? How do you address this individual? Are they a Mr. or a Ms.? Be sure you address them by the proper gender. Most importantly, be sure you are using a professional email address. If you don't have an appropriate address, you will want to create a new one. A Gmail address with your first and last name would be ideal. You may have to include some numbers or additional letters if the address you are attempting to create has already been assigned. Some important things to remember when creating your message. Please take note that the individual you are messaging may be from a different culture, background, or speak another language. We all have unique ways of communicating. Be sure to be mindful of this and use professional language. As mentioned in a previous slide, you need to be aware of how you address the recipient. Are you 100% sure they should be addressed as Mr., Mrs., or Ms.? You may have to contact the organization or research the individual on the company website or another platform such as LinkedIn to ensure the proper address. What is the purpose of the message? If you are emailing an organization as an SLC student to request a work placement, let the employer know where you are emailing from. For example, I am a current SLC student in the Business Admin Marketing program. Why are you emailing? For example, I am seeking a marketing internship. If relevant, include a statement of how you will follow up in 1 week by telephone, in person, or through another email. Be sure to include your contact information. List your telephone number and your email address. It is important to end your email with a professional salutation, such as regards, kind regards, or sincerely. You will also want to ensure all your emails include a professional electronic signature, which should include your first and last name with the proper capitals. If you have a job title and organization, you can include that information, and if not, you can sign it as a student. For example, Business Admin Marketing Student, St. Lawrence College. Before you click the send button, here are a few things to remember. If you are replying to an email that was sent, do you want to reply or reply all? Make sure you proofread each message before sending. Do not entirely rely on spell check to detect any errors you may have missed. Pay special attention to the subject line. If you are submitting a job application, did you include the job title and the job ID number in the subject line as requested by the HR department you're applying to? Have you attached all the required documents, for example, a resume and a cover letter? Did you review the instructions provided by the employer in regards to submitting your application? Be mindful of what you title all the documents you attach. The employers will see the titles of your documents. It is best to use the job titles for your documents. For example, Clerk Typist 2, Part-Time, Hotel du Hospital, and the job ID number. You might want to consider adding the recipient's email address last. That way, you can be 100% sure you are ready to send the message, and you don't accidentally hit the send button before you're ready. Double check that you have selected the recipient's address, and it is correct. Some individuals like to follow up with an email they previously sent, especially if you are requesting a meeting or an interview. Please do so in the manner you stated in the initial message. For example, I will contact you in 1 week by telephone, in person, or with another email. If you applied for a job, be mindful of the closing dates. Allow the employer some time to review the applications received before you submit that follow-up. If the job posting stated no phone calls, please, you must respect that information. When replying to any emails you receive, it is important that you respond in a timely manner. It is customary you respond within 24 hours or 1 business day. Make sure you are professional and courteous in all of your responses. Let the individual know you received the message and thank them for their time, attention, suggestions, information, or reviewing your application, or whatever the email was concerning. Here is a list of do's and don'ts when composing an email. Can you determine if each point is a do or a don't? Have a clear subject line. Do. Make it easier for the recipient to understand the reason for your message. Forget your signature. Don't. Always include some sort of signature, even if it is just your first name and your last name. Don't forget to use capitals. Use a professional salutation. Do. Always address the recipient in a professional manner. Dear, attention, or greetings. These are all examples of a professional salutation. Use humor. Don't. Humor is not appropriate to use in a professional email. Proofread your message. Do. It is important to check and recheck all messages before clicking that send button. Assume the recipient knows what you are talking about or the job posting you're applying to. Don't. You need to clearly state the reason for your message, and as covered in previous slide, you must include the job title and ID number when submitting a job application. Reply to all emails. Don't. It is not necessary to respond to all emails. Only the messages that the recipient has requested more information or a response from you. Keep private material confidential. Do. Maintaining confidentiality is very important. Be careful when replying to a message that you only want to reply to the recipient and not reply all to the list of individuals that may have been CC'd on that particular message. Thank you for viewing and participating in the Professional Email Correspondence presentation with St. Lawrence College Career Services. Please contact us by email if you have any questions, if you require assistance composing a professional email, or if you would like some help with your job search. We will continue to work remotely as long as the SLC campus remains closed during the current COVID-19. Our office hours continue to be Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. until 4 p.m. We would also encourage you to follow Career Services on social media. We are posting daily current job openings, helpful job search information, and relevant SLC updates. We would love to hear from you. careerservices@sl.on.ca. Thank you and stay safe.